So this isn't something new. This is something that I know you've heard of before, that people have talked to you about, and that is your why. So the reason why this is coming up for me today, I love music, first of all, and I'll wake up not sometimes, a lot of times, with a song in my head. And that song then, it'll stick with me until I listen to it. And sometimes I'll listen to it on the way to work. Sometimes I'll play that genre of music here at the office. But today, the song that came out for me was Leader of the Band by Dan Fogelberg, Leader of the Band. So if you've never heard of that song, I encourage you to go listen to it. But here's what it brought up for me, okay? When I think of my why, obviously I think of making more money for my family, providing for my family, having the life that I want, being able to travel, being able to do the things that I want to do and not have to be stressed about finances, or not having to work, 10 to 15 hours a day for the rest of my life till retirement and then not live the life that I want. So those things are all a part of my why, for sure. But when I look deep down, I think about my dad. And my dad, he tried a lot of things when I was growing up to make extra money. Different network marketing things, different direct sales opportunities, on top of his 9-to-5 job. And none of those ever turned out the way he wanted them to turn out. And yet, if you talk to him about them today, he'll say, boy, if I just would have done this when I was offered that opportunity, or if I just would have stuck with this when I was offered that opportunity. And I think he and my mom had a kind of probably a normal relationship about this. He would try things. My mom maybe would be a little skeptical about it. I never heard how she felt about those things, but that's how sometimes husbands and wives work, right? But the fact of the matter is that he never broke through and made it to financial freedom. It was always, later in life, and my dad's still alive, he's 83 years old, but it was always, if I would have stuck with that, I would have been set for the rest of my life. And so when I look at why I do what I do, why I've taken the road of entrepreneurship, first of all, it's ingrained in me, okay? Having my own business is ingrained in who I am. I recognize that. I know it's not that way for everybody, but that is who I am. But secondly, there is a deep part of me who needs to break through, needs to see those results of creating financial freedom from a side hustle, a term that wasn't created back then, so that I can kind of fulfill my dad's legacy, so to speak. I hope that makes sense to you. So that pushes me daily to break through, even if things don't seem like they're going well, even if they don't seem like they're going in the right direction. I know deep down that they are. And being able to follow in the footsteps of that uncreated legacy, an unfulfilled legacy, is my why. So if you think about your why, again, obviously there are going to be things like, I want to make more money for my family, I want financial freedom, I want time freedom. But is there a deeper why for you? That's what I want you to think about. And when you think about it, write it down. Literally on my way to work today, I was in tears listening to that song, Leader of the Band. Again, Dan Fogelberg. If you've never heard that song, listen to it. And I hope it, creates some meaning for you.